Good morning, students. As earlier, we have learned function and recursion of function. So today we are starting C structures. So what is structure? Structure is a user-defined data types. Okay, in C. We are using user-defined data types in functions also, but there is a limitations. Why we are using structure? To construct a record, we are using a structure. So structure is a user-defined data types in C, which allows us to combine data of different types together. This different data types is not used in array or in any user-defined function. So structure allows different data types within a single braces. That means different data types we are using as a combination. Okay. Structure helps to construct a complex data type which is more meaningful. It is somewhat similar to an array, but an array holds data of similar types only, but structure can store data of any type. So structure is the combination of, in one word, is a combination of different data types. Okay, so in structure, data is stored in form of records. In form of records. Now, definition. Defining a structure. Struct keyword is used. Struct keyword is used to define a structure. Struct defines a new data type which is a collection of primary and derived data types. So to define a structure, we are using a keyword that is struct. Okay. Now this struct defines a new data type which is a collection of primary and derived data types. Primary data types are integer, float, character, double, etc. Okay. And derived is array. Okay. It may be character array, it may be integer array. When we are using the array, all the elements within an array is of similar type. So array is a derived data type from primary data type. Okay. So let's take a look of structure syntax. First we have to write the struct keyword. Okay. Then the structure tag. Structure tag means the name of structure. Name of structure. Okay. So brace open. Okay. Then declare all the member, variable 1, variable 2, variable 3, and so on. Okay. And after closing the brace, structure variables, define structure variables, then put the semicolon. Okay. Struct keyword is used, then provide your structure name, then inside braces mention all member variables which are normal data types like integer, float, array, etc., as we discussed just now. Okay. Here we have to remember that closing curly brace in the structure type declaration must be followed by a semicolon. If we forget to put the semicolon after defining a structure, then this structure shows an error. Okay, that means C program will not able to execute this structure. So putting after defining a structure, putting semicolon is mandatory. Okay, put the semicolon. Now let's take an example. Example of structure. First, as per the syntax, we have to write struct, then we write the student. Okay, brace open, char name of size 25. That means here the name is the array of character type. It is derived data type. Then int age, char branch of size 10. It is also an array of character type. Then char gender. Okay. F for female and M for male. Okay. And closing brace. After closing brace, we are putting semicolon. Okay, that is mandatory. Without semicolon, C program will not execute this structure. Student. Okay, so above example declare 4 fields. What are the 4 fields? Name, then age, then branch and gender. The name and branch is the array of character type. That means it's contain different types of element which are belongs to character data type. That is char name size and char branch size is the derived data type. That is the character array, and age is the integer, that means primary data type. Int age is the primary data type, and char gender is also a primary data type. Okay, these fields are called structure element or members. As per the syntax, we are seeing in the example, first write struct, then the structure name, that is written as structure tag. Okay, then the members, declared members are char name of size 25, int age, char branch of size 10, char gender. Okay, these are the 4 members, and braces are closed here, and after closing the brace we are putting the mandatory semicolon. Without that, the C program will not able to execute the structure, defined structure. Okay, so this is all about the short and sweet, the declaration, definition and the example of C structure. So in short, C structure is used to store in form of records. Okay, this is the main definition. To define records using different data types, we have to use the structure, which is not possible in declaring array, because array is used similar type of data, and in function also similar type of variables is used. Okay, and function is not able to define a records also. That's why we have to introduce this structure type, and this is the syntax of the structure. Hope you will understood this structure. Okay, now let's see how to declare structure variables. There are two types. Okay, declaring structure variables separately, or declaring structure variables with structure definition. Okay, so in structure variable separately, when it is used separately, then we can see within the structure we define all members are there, and after closing the braces put semicolon mandatory, then write struct student s1 s2. Okay, this s1 and s2 are the variables of the structure named student. Okay, so it is possible to declare variables of a structure either along with structure definition or after the structure is defined. Okay, so in the first type we are using the variables separately. That means after definition we separately declare it. Okay, and in the second type we can see struct student, all the members declared here, and after closing the braces of the structure we just put s1 s2 and then put this mandatory semicolon. Okay, here s1 and s2 variables of structure student is attached with the structure definition. Okay, it is not used separately. So this approach is not much recommended. That means we are usually use the first type, that means declaring structure variables separately. That means after define the structure we declare the variables separately. Okay, now let's see how to access structure member. Structure member can be accessed and assigned values in a number of ways. Structure members have no meaning individually without structure. In order to assign a value any structure member, the member name must be linked with the structure variable using a dot operator, also called the period or member access operator. This dot operator also called the period or member access operator. That means whatever the variables we are or members we are using in the structure, that should be used in the program by using to a value with the help of dot operator. Okay, that dot operator also called period or member access operator. In the following example, we can see string function is used to add name and s1 dot age is used to add age. Okay, the string function is used to add name and s1 dot age is used to add age. We can also use the scanf function. By using scanf function, we are able to take the value of member which is used in structure to take the input of that member. We can use also scanf of %s, s1 dot name. That means we are able to take the string by using this scanf. Okay, and scanf of %d ampersand s1 dot age. As age is the integer number, so that's why we are using %d. So ampersand s1 dot age. We are using for name ampersand s1 dot name. Okay, as name is the string value, so %is format specifier is used. As age is the integer value, so %d format specifier is used. Okay, so let's take an example how to access structure members. So we are using has include str.h, has include string.h, as we are using the string function. Okay, that's why this string.h header file is used. Now declare and define the structure. So the keyword struct we are using. After that, student, that means the structure name we have put, brace open. Then the members are cat name of 25. That means the name size. Okay, then integer age, then character branch of size 10, then cat gender, F for the female and M for the male, and the structure is end with the using curly braces, and after that, as for the syntax, we are putting semicolon. Okay, now we start the integer main. Within the main function, we are declaring. Okay, as per the declare norms, we are declaring in general form, declaring variables separately. So struct student s1, only one record we are taking. Okay, s1 is a variable of student type and age is a member of student. Okay, so s1 dot age equal to 18. We can directly put the value of age. Okay, s1 dot age. This dot operator, by using this dot operator, we can access the member of any structure. Okay, so start copy s1. Now we are take the input of name. So star copy strcpy within first bracket s1 dot name, comma, within double quotation we are putting the name. Using string function, to add name. We can also use scanf here. How we can use scanf? Scanf brace open, okay, brace open, %s. Why %s? We want to take the input string value, so within double quotation % we are using ampersand. S1 is the variable, so S1 dot operator is used as per the syntax. Then name. In this way we are taking the input of name. Okay, next scanf %d. Why %d? Because age is the integer number, so ampersand s1 dot age. So without taking variables in this way, we can also use this scanf. Okay. Now displaying the stored values. How? Printed name of student 1, that is %s /n for the next line, and quotation complete s1 dot name. And this is the how we displaying the name, and how displaying the age. Printf age of student 1 %d /n quotation complete, and then s1 dot age. Okay, now return 0 and the main function is complete. So let's take a look about the for the output. Name of the student 1 Viraj, and age of the student is 18 as per the input. Okay, so this is all about how we access structure members, okay, by using the dot operator. Now structure initialization. Like a variable of any other data type, structure variable can also be initialized at compile time. So let's take an example to understand the structured initialization, how we structured initialized. Struct patient, suppose float height, integer weight, integer age. So these are the member. These are the member. Okay. Under the structure patient. Okay. So structure is complete here, and put semicolon. Now struct patient P1 equal to, within curly braces we can put the value of the member. Suppose for height 180.75, for weight 73, and the age is 23. This is the initialization process. Or struct patient P1, okay, we declare separately. Okay, now P1 dot height equal to 180.75, okay, P1 dot weight equal to 73, and P1 dot age equal to 23. In this way we can also initialize the value of the structure member. Okay. So These are the example of structure initialization. Okay. Now, next thing, array of structure. What is array of structure? We can also declare an array of structure variables. Each element of array will represent a structure variable. That means, why we are using this array of structure? To take more than 2 or 3 elements, it is easy to use the array. Suppose we are define structure, then after the definition of structure, we are using the variable, that means how many input or how many records we want to take. We declare the variables. Instead of so many numbers of declaring so many numbers of variable, if we are using array with the size, so we are able to easy to declare how many inputs we want to store. That means how many records we want to store by using array. So that's why array of structure is introduced. So let's take an example. Struct employee emp5. This is the array declaration of array of structure. Struct to define the employee, that means employee is the structure name, and emp of size 5, that means 5 employee records should be stored in the structure employee. Okay. In the following example, the program defines an array emp of size 5. Each element of the array emp is of type employee. Okay. So let's take a look in the program. Has included str.h, struct employee, and within the employee char ename of size 10 is one member, and integer salary is the another member. Only 2 member we are using within this structure. Then is the declaration, is the next declare the variable separately. So struct employee emp5, that means we can easily take input of 5 records. Okay. Then int I and j. So when we are taking input of 5 records, obviously ename and integer salary will be the input value. So obviously the row and column system, for 2 inputs we require 2 integer, that means similar type of input we are taking. That's why we are taking 2 variable integer I and j. Now void ask. Okay, it starts there. Now using for loop we are easily able to take similar type of input again and again. So for I equal to 0, I less than 3, I plus plus. So by using this for loop we are able to take 3 times data. That means 3 times we are able to take the employee name and their salary. Okay. Within this for loop we are using printf. enter percent %d. Okay, %d, that means how many number of employee record we are entered. %d number employee record, after double quotation comma, then I plus 1. So I is less than 3, so I is the index is starts from 0, then 1, then 2. That means 3 times we are taking the input. Next, printf employee name. So using scanf we can easily take the input %s within quotation comma empi dot ename. Okay. And printf enter salary. Scanf, by using scanf we can easily take the input of salary %d quotation complete comma ampersand emp of I dot sal. Look in this code, emp of I, as we declare emp as the array of structure, emp of 5. So that's why, as with the using of index I, we are able to take the employee name and their salary too. This for loop is complete. Only I integer is enough to take the input. Now displaying employee record. So printf is used. Then again we are starting for loop. I equal to 0, I less than 3, I plus plus. Printf employee name is empi dot ename and the salary is empi dot sal. Okay, so this for loop is complete here, and the total function ask is complete here. Now within main function we are just call the user defined function ask and return 0, and the main function is closed here. So let's take a look about the output. Enter first number employee record, employee name suppose Shiva, and the salary is 23,584. So control will not exit because we are we want to take the input of 3 records. So enter second number employee record, employee name suppose Ranjan, enter salary 23,598, and the third number employee record, employee name Srina, and the enter salary 23,624. Now displaying the employee record, employee name is Shiva, salary is 23,584, employee name is Ranjan, salary is 23,598, employee name is Srina, salary is 23,624. So to take more than one record, it is easy to use the structure, array of structure. Okay, so more than to take more than one record, we are using array of structure. So this topic, the structure, covered. The topic are what is structure. From this lesson we can understood the what is structure, the syntax of structure, example of structure, declaring structure variables, and how we can able to access structure members. We can define it with the proper example also. Okay, and structure initialization, how we are able to initialize the structure, we can also see that. And last but not the least, array of structure with the example. To array of structure is used to take records, more than one number of records. We are using the array of structure. So these 7 topics are covered in this structure in C chapter. Okay. So this is all about the structure in C as per the syllabus. Hope you will understood this chapter. If any query, put your query in the group, and obviously I will also answer about all your doubts. Thank you.